Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode number 7 of the Hougie and Grinder Show, brought to you by Slapstick Decals and Stickers. Get at them for all your decals and stickers needs. You can find them on Facebook or give them a shout, 403-505-9693. Check them out. So, my name's Hougie. Fresh new look for you today. Got to stay nice and smooth for work here all winter, so you're going to be seeing this baby face a lot. And that
Is that baby face?
real handsome devil across the way is Grinder Kev, bringing you all your hot takes and your garbage questions. Now, before we get into the Oilers' last 4 games here, the last week of what's been going on in oil country,
Yeah.
let's give a shout out to the Toronto Blue Jays. They took a tough loss in Game 7 yesterday. And you can lay all of that at the feet of Grinder Kev. He texted me before the game. And if anybody wants to see it, I'll screenshot the text message from that jackass on the other screen that says the Blue Jays are going to lose. This one is solely on you. You have disappointed the entire country by not having faith in our fucking Blue Jays, Kev. Disappointed.
I'll tell you what.
Nothing. No excuses.
No,
God damn it.
I don't care about baseball. I don't give a crap about baseball.
Doesn't matter.
Don't give a crap about basketball. Don't give a crap about baseball. I tried watching one game. I got through it. And whatever. It's Canada's team. Whatever, man. Fuck baseball. I'm on a show that talks about hockey, the greatest freaking sport in the world. I could care less about baseball. I don't even know any of the players. I don't even know any of the players on there. Like the only I guess now I know a little bit more than I did before, but that's because I go on TikTok and I see something about Bert and Ernie Cement or something like that having a heck of a year or something. I don't know. Like I don't know who any of these guys are. I could care less, man. And then you know what? Toronto, there's another one, right? I mean, if you win them, then you lose them. So, like basketball, they won the basketball title, great, and then Kawhi Leonard went that way after. Like, nobody wants to stay there. Nobody wants to be there. 90% of their players are American and Dominican. Like, I could care less about baseball.
Well, the two top players on the Dodgers are Japanese and Canadian, so there's that.
Oh, is that?
Anyway.
No.
Congrats to the Blue Jays on a good season. Sucks you lost it. Now, there's another thing, Kev. It's been 3 years in a row I've watched my team go to the finals and lose 2 Game 7s and a Game 5, man. I don't know how much more my fucking heart can handle.
Yeah.
Is it almost better to be a fucking Flames fan and know by February 15th you can romance with your boyfriend on Valentine's Day about missing the fucking playoffs? Is that better?
I think they're already romancing right now.
You're not wrong. Is it better to have your heart ripped out in the finals?
Yeah.
Or is it better to miss and just not give a shit?
What does Ricky Bobby always say? If you're not first,
you
you're
ain't
last.
First, you're last.
Yeah.
If you ain't first, you're last.
So that's my answer to that. But yeah, going back to the Calgary thing, I think they're pretty much already romancing with their boyfriends because they're 2-9 right now.
It's funny. I come across Dustin Wolf's girlfriend on TikTok, her account.
Oh, yeah.
And I've been trying to get him to persuade them to have him sign in Edmonton because, man, could you imagine how good we'd be with Dustin Wolf in net? Ooh, wouldn't that be something?
How has he been playing on a really bad team though?
Dustin Wolf is amazing on a really bad team. He is their one shining spot. That guy, Calgary did the right thing when they locked him up because he is a generational goaltender, man. Really, really good. Really good.
Yeah. No, it's It's just too bad that Calgary's, well, it's not too bad. I could care less about Calgary. But it's yeah, I guess, they're them being 2-9-2 right now. Like, I'm wondering if they're okay, October's done. Well, they're so far out of a playoff spot right now. They think they're so far behind, they think they're ahead right now, but um they're
Typical Flames fans, though. Typical Flames fans.
just a train wreck down there. Yeah, and then I heard they've been
Yeah,
hit with the injury bug too. I think
a little
Zach
bit.
Parekha or whatever his name there, he hasn't played for bits. So, but yeah, what else you got there, Hoagie?
Yeah. Well, let's get into it here, Kev. I mean,
Uh,
we watched Edmonton lose in overtime to Vancouver. That was a tough loss, man.
Vancouver or New York?
Well, no, we'll start with Vancouver because we didn't. That
We
was the
didn't cover
game the
Vic.
night we recorded our last episode. We haven't talked about that yet.
Oh, okay.
Now, I have relatives in BC that are Vancouver fans, and of course, I've been taking it in the teeth all week because, well, Vancouver beat us
Yeah,
4-3 in overtime. It was I don't know, man. There was some good chances that game for being a late start on a Sunday night. I only managed to get about the first period live and
right.
watch the rest the next day, and it was I don't know, man. The Oilers were so night and day in that game. There was times when they were, just all over him. And then there was times you'd go, man, is it Pee Wee's playing out here? I mean, Thatcher Demko Thatcher Demko robbed us a few times. There's another world class goaltender that plays
Oh,
in
I
our
know.
division. I mean, how come Edmonton can't find one of those or have Stuart Skinner or Calvin Pickard develop into one of those?
Oh, I
I
know.
mean,
It's frustrating.
it's frustrating to watch. You're right. You're right.
Was that the game? Did Kasperi Kapanen get hurt in that game? Because I know he's in injury. I know he got a goal that
I'm not
night.
sure. I'm not sure which game he got hurt in,
Okay.
but yeah, I don't know. I mean, Leon Draisaitl had a tough one that night.
Right.
I thought. He was he made a lot of questionable passes that got intercepted. Now, granted, Leon Draisaitl can score goals in bunches and make ridiculously good passes, but
Yeah.
he really was seeming to fight it that night, and I don't know if that was. Yeah, I
Well,
mean,
I know that Jonathan Lekkerimäki or whatever his name is.
Lekermacki, yeah,
Yeah, he had a good game. He had like 2 goals that game.
he did. Yeah,
Quinn Hughes once again. I guess he's injured right now, or is he back from injury? I don't
yeah.
know. I heard he got
No,
injured.
Hughes is hurt. Hughes is hurt.
Yeah.
I mean,
He
that's a huge hole in their lineup too.
Oh, that's a massive, massive hole in their
Yeah.
lineup right now. I know that he had two apples that game. He was pretty good. And going back to like him being it, or even going back to for a while there, it was the Oil and them going kind of back and forth in the standings. And I think we were outside. Now we're in a playoff spot. I believe we're not even in a wild card spot as of today. Um, yeah, we are. We're in the second spot in the Pacific, and
Yep.
Vancouver. I don't think they've won a game since then. Because they're still at 12 points. They're a little ways
They're
outside.
back. They're back. So
So yeah, you're gonna have those games. I know that Vander Kane was a little quiet that game compared to when he was in Edmonton, knocking out
yeah,
Regula. But
Well, I mean, he was part of Vancouver's first goal. Him and Emberson get tied up, and Kane
oh
makes
right,
a
yes,
nice
yes.
pass over to Besser,
Fuck, that was a nice pass,
which
man.
it was a nice pass. I mean, that came from a bad change on Wallman's part. Wallman changed, puck didn't get down the ice. Wallman changed, and it allowed Besser to get in behind the defense. Kane makes a nice backhand pass over, and Besser just undresses Pickard and scores.
How did your boy do?
You know, he wasn't terrible. He was not good, but he was not terrible. He did get an assist. He got an apple. He made a really nice pass up to Draisaitl, stretched up through the middle. Draisaitl went in, and that was on the Oilers' first goal
Yeah,
in the second period.
that
It,
was
it was a good pass. I'll give it to him.
that was the first pass
You know,
out of the defensive zone.
yeah, it come right up through the middle, and Dry picked it up at the offensive blue line, and so I mean that was a hell of a stretch pass. I'll give Bouchard credit. He nailed that one. So
Yeah,
he wasn't a glaring thing of mistakes. I guess he didn't stand out poorly, and he didn't stand out offensively either. So I
right.
can live with that. I
Yeah,
can live with that. Um, he one more thing I had a note on. In the first, there was a power play, and they had Bouchard out on the penalty kill, and there was a 2-on-1, and he actually played it properly. He managed to, not fuck it up, I guess. And Pickard made a good save on it. So kudos to Evan Bouchard for the first time this season. I think this is the first kudos I'd give him.
yeah.
So
It's going to be
that's good.
short lived until 2 games from now.
Yeah, when we get into the next few, yeah, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. I mean, I got no problem giving him credit where credit is due. So,
Hmm. Maybe make sure you post
but
that on TikTok, letting people know that you gave him kudos.
yeah, yeah, I don't actually fucking hate Evan Bouchard all the time.
Yeah,
He's
nah,
he's
90% of the time.
developing. He's developing.
He's developing at 10.5 million. Yeah, he's coming
Well,
together.
Kev, you know what? Like I tell you, my favorite quote out of a movie, a hockey movie, is from Goon, and Kim Coates, who plays the coach, is talking to Doug Glatt, played by Sean William Scott, and he says, "Well, you got to be shitty to get better,"
All
and he's
right.
not wrong.
Yeah.
So Evan Bouchard shitty, he can get better. So let's go with that. Um, moving on, Let's talk about the shining light of a game that we've seen this week. Um, Edmonton, Utah, the Mammoth.
I think
There,
Utah was up 2-0 at that first, weren't they?
Utah was up 2-0 at the end of the first.
Yeah.
Now this game, first Utah goal it was Darnell Nurse's fucking fault. I mean, he fans on the fucking clearing attempt at the defensive blue line, and they pick it up and put a shot on Skinner, and it's a weak ass fucking goal on Stuart Skinner. He should have had that. It
Yeah.
just didn't look good. I mean, that's classic Stuart Skinner. First shot of the game, or first couple shots of the game, gotta let in a fucking softie so the boys can fucking rally and play from behind. That fucking song and dance is getting real old.
Well, I noticed that, like, he's for a while there, he was, like I was saying, we weren't talking a lot about him or Pickard at the
Mm-hmm.
beginning of the season, and
Yeah, you're right.
now I'm finding that, okay, I think we're going to start getting back into talking about him, because he's been a little shaky um in some of these games. And I know we're gonna, okay, well, we'll wait till we talk about the Rangers, but I know in this Utah game, Bouchard had a good game. He had 3 apples that game.
He
um
did. He did. He played well.
and
Darnell Nurse kind of stole Evan Bouchard's fucking spotlight on this game. The
Yeah.
second goal was his fault too.
Yeah.
You know, he goes to dump it into the fucking offensive zone and he fucking smokes the linesman.
Yeah.
And they come back and it's a 2-on-1. So the defenseman has the pass. And Stuart Skinner is buried in the fucking blue paint. And there's really good back pressure coming from the forwards. I think it was Rico on the back check. Coming back on the defender. So you know there's no pass. Get out and challenge the shooter. Again, a weak fucking goal. Stuart Skinner sitting back in his fucking net. Maybe that's a confidence issue. I don't know. It's, you know, that was kind of a, you know, 2 weak goals in the first period, man. That's that same old fucking Stuart Skinner again, or, you know, that was my initial thought is maybe, I mean, if they'd gotten one more in the first, I would assume you'd have seen Calvin Pickard come out for the fucking second period. Thankfully they didn't.
I'll be honest with you, I didn't even get a chance to watch that game because I had some family things to deal with, but
no worries, man.
It sounded like they kind of beat adversity, I guess, right? Like they came back and won this game, or like
they did. Yeah, they did. Now one thing I did like seeing in the first period, they actually outshot the Mammoth 9-6. They were down 2-0, but they outshot them 9-6. No, sorry, that was the other way around. They only had 6 shots. Shit. Yeah. They only had 6 shots. They seem to be turning the fucking puck over a lot at the offensive blue line in that game. And the other thing, like what I noticed, the defensemen were blowing into the zone too fast. At one point I wrote down, you know, McDavid is the first man back on the back check.
Yeah.
Why is it, you know, Emberson, Mangiapane goes to dump the puck in. It gets turned over right at, you know, between the top of the circle and the blue line. And McDavid's the first man fucking back because Kulak and Emberson were already deeper into the goddamn zone than McDavid was. Why are the defensemen thinking like this? And granted, you're down 2-0, but we're back to that defensive mindset of the game. You have to look after your own zone. I mean, Stuart Skinner's not a good enough fucking goaltender to bail you out all the time. Grant Fuhr was. Stuart Skinner is not.
Yeah.
So, you know, second period they came out and just that's the Oilers of old, man. Ekholm buries a rocket.
I saw that
from the top of the circle. That was a beautiful goal.
You know, he's always really good at that. Like if you give him enough time. Like I remember his first goal with us when we played, or I think it was one of his first goals since when he got traded. It was against San Jose, and just like you cannot find more of a top corner shot in the league. If you give Ekholm enough time to tee up, it's fuck, man. I feel like 90% of the time it goes in, and that was one of those goals. I saw the highlight, and I was like, you can't give him that much time, and boom, it was top cheddar again.
Shot. Yeah. Beautiful shot. And then the Oilers tied it up, man. That was Adam Henrique had a hell of a game. He played very well. He got his
1,000, but that was against he got his 1,000 game was against the Senators, but then they didn't.
Yeah,
but they didn't.
When they finally come back, holy shit.
Yeah, against New York.
Yeah. But he had a good forecheck and dished it out to Howard. You know, Isaac Howard fucking buries it. It was good. And now that whole play was set up by Troy Stetcher making a good pinch along the wall to chip it back down low to Adam Henrique. Take note, number 2, That's how you fucking pinch.
Well, he's really good at pinching. That's the one,
He
you know,
is.
like
I mean,
when
Stetcher's been around a long time, so
Hello, everybody. This is Slapstick Decals and Stickers, a proud sponsor of the Hougie and Grinder podcast. Get at us for your decals, stickers, banners, and more. You can reach us on Facebook or call us at 403 505 9693. Keep slapping.
I mean, when people talk about like, because right now you're seeing a lot of rumors going around about, okay, we're gonna have cap issues here in the next week or so. You know,
yeah.
when you get
When
Yamark
Hyman
back,
comes
you
back.
get Hyman back, and then, you know, Kasperi Kapanen's probably not too far off, or Gula's probably, I don't know what's going on with him, but he might not be too far off. You know, now you're going to have cap issues, and I keep hearing and reading that, you know, people are putting out these ideas of like, okay, well, who are you going to get rid of? And then there's talks about Emerson. You don't want Emerson to go. Actually, I have been getting more and more fond of his game as of late. I don't want Stetcher to go, but then Stetcher's part of the, you know, you know, you saying Howard down. Well, Howard's starting to find his game. Savoy's starting to find his game. And it's just like, I would hate to be in Knobloch's position when him and Sam Bowman got to figure out how they can keep it cap compliant, because one way or the other, I feel either a trade or somebody's going down, and we're probably not going to like it because of just how well you see it in the last. And maybe the Rangers game is a bad example, but there is multiple people to blame for that game.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
you know, there's like, I remember saying to you before, I think it was like our second episode, and I'm like, I'm pissed off, and it's because these guys can't stay on their skates, and their tape to tape passes are absolutely terrible. Now their tape to tape passes are getting real good. Look at McDavid set up to Roslovic last night. I'm
Yep.
just
Well,
now they're
even in the Utah game, McDavid and Nuge back and forth 2 or 3
yeah,
times for a goal. Like
yeah,
they're starting to dial it in here.
yeah, and I was like, okay, you know, this goes to everybody that tells us to calm down. I'm starting to kind of see it a little bit now, um, but to lose like a Stetcher, to lose an Emerson, you know, that's going to be a hole. Like, how big that hole is, small or not. I mean, it's. I really like how they've been playing their game. I'm not saying they don't screw up. I mean, they do, but it's not as noticeable, I guess, when you got somebody like Nurse, who's 9.2 million, and then you got Bouchard, who's 10.5. You know, obviously we catch their fuck ups some more, but Stetcher's really good at pinching, man, and you're right. I think he should probably take Bouchard to the side and was like, "Hey, I'm going to show you how to pinch."
Well,
And then
I mean,
Bouchard's going to
I
be
can
like,
handle
"No,
a I can handle a $2 million or $3 million a year defenseman fucking up once in a while. 10.5 or 9.5. That's a little tougher to swallow.
it's 20 million
Um,
between two guys."
I know, and they have. I mean, like the Utah game.
No,
The
no,
other thing they
before he,
changed, they're running 11 and they were running 11-7 for Utah and the Rangers rather than 12-6. Now that allows
oh
more
yeah,
time on the ice for McDavid and Draisaitl, and it takes a little bit of the load off the defenseman.
yeah,
Now, I did hear comments too about because McDavid and Draisaitl are playing on the penalty kill, and because they're running 11-7, they're worried about burning McDavid and Draisaitl out
yeah,
in October. And I think there's some validity to that argument. I
yeah.
do. I mean, Connor McDavid's not as young as he once was, nor is Leon Draisaitl. Um, and again, the more you're on the ice, the more there's, the more you're blocking shots on the penalty kill or even, risking getting in lanes to block a shot, the more chances of injury. So
I
you're
get
not
that, but
wrong.
I get that, but at the same time, this is what we're left with. Like, when you bring back Yamark and you bring back Kasperi Kapanen and you bring back Hyman, who are known to be the PK guys, I
Mhm.
don't think you'll see McDavid and Leon out there as much. Um,
No, you're probably right. I mean, Hyman is. I don't want to say he's as big an offensive threat, but he's definitely an offensive minded player as well as Matthias Janmark. I mean, they had a lot of chances. Connor Brown and Janmark had a lot of chances last year on the PK because of their ability to turn pucks over and get in lanes and pick off passes. So
yeah.
that's a good thing. That's a good thing. The sooner we get Hyman and Janmark back is the better, I think. I think our team gets better.
I was just thinking about as we go along with this narrative with Utah. I wanted to mention to you, we were talking about, like, isn't it weird how right now, as I watch it formulating, okay, Bouchard had a good game against Utah, and then Nurse didn't. But then in New York, they flipped because Nurse did really
Right?
well in New York, and then
Right?
Bouchard was an absolute train wreck.
Well, okay, hang on. Same thing. I didn't watch the game for the Rangers live. I did record it and watch it later.
Mm.
But I only had Bouchard down for 3 giveaways in that entire game. Yes, they were big giveaways, but I didn't think Bouchard was as bad as everybody made him out to be against the Rangers.
Well, I guess my question to
Nurse
you,
Nurse was obviously really good,
he
but
saw that goal.
Bouchard was not
He
terrible.
saw, he knew that goal was in before anybody. Like when Nurse scored his second goal, he was like pointing to the cameras, like, "Go check it, that's
Yeah,
in. There's no question." The swagger he had on the bench too, and he's like,
yeah. Yeah, he was definitely feeling it against the Rangers, which
"Yeah,
that's good, man. When Darnell Nurse feels it like that, he's an offensive threat. He plays as big as he is, and he's not shying away from anything. Darnell Nurse plays better with a little bit of swagger.
yeah."
It's
Well,
you know
here's the other thing too. I'm gonna take it from you right now. On that overtime goal, who should have played? Who should have? Who dropped the ball? Was it Leon? Was it Bouchard? Was it an easy goal? And maybe he should have
well.
saved it.
So the puck carrier comes in.
JT
I
Miller.
mean, JT Miller comes in, and Bouchard is standing in front of the net, and he has exactly zero engagement with Miller.
Yeah, I
Zero.
noticed that.
Like he
Yeah.
he may as well have been standing in line waiting to fucking go to the movies eating popcorn because Miller walks right in and fucking and Bouchard just kind of fucking stands there and goes, what's this guy? Oh, look, oh fuck, I better do something. Gee, and by that time the puck's behind the fucking line and the game's over.
It's like he
Um
walked into his house and just helped himself to whatever was in his fridge.
that was just it. Like I say, up until the I mean, Bouchard makes big mistakes. That's that's the thing, right? I mean, his mistakes are glaring, and a lot of times they end up in the back of the net. Granted, being on the top pair, he does play against the best players on the other team most of the time. Um, the first giveaway that led to the first New York goal was he fucking made a piss poor muffin of a fucking pass across the blue line, and it's picked off and bang goes down and fucking scores.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, fuck, okay, I can live with that. Maybe I was fucking
Well,
pissed off when it happened. I'm not gonna lie.
when I saw it actually unfold while I was watching it, I just knew it was gonna go in. And
Mm-hmm.
it was almost like
Yeah.
he was like Bouchard was just looking at him like gay, lost
Yeah.
in his eyes or something. Like he's like, I'm not gonna take that puck away from you. Like
I
I don't
mean,
want to play this game. Like he just,
yeah.
and then at the end of the game, I don't know. He must like be honest with me, because he has. Listen, everybody is calling him out. I've sent you some pretty awful videos of some of the things that people are making of Bouchard and clipped, and I'm saying they're downright just disrespectful. And it's everybody's doing it to him right now. My question to you is, what is the dressing room saying to him when he's having bad games like that one? Are they calling him out? Are they keeping him accountable? Or are they like,
Well,
okay, he's already hearing enough from the outside, armchair GMs, maybe we'll kind of, take it
to me,
easy on him.
Kev, I think, I mean, let's face it, Evan Bouchard, I'm sure Mark Stewart fucking tells him every time he fucks up. Like I said, I only had Bouchard for 3 fucking turnovers in the entire fucking game, but 2 of
Right.
them led to fucking New York Ranger goals.
That's
And
the problem. That's the problem.
Mark Stewart, I'm sure when he comes back to the bench, Mark Stewart puts the iPad down in front of him and goes, okay, this is where you were. This is where you're fucking supposed to be. Let's fucking focus here. You can eat popcorn and fucking pulled pork nachos after the game. Like, let's pay attention here. I don't know if he needs some new fucking ADHD meds or what the fucking deal is. Cause there was, it just, fuck. It's like, but Evan Bouchard, I mean, he had a tough game against the Rangers. There's no doubt about it. I didn't think he was inherently bad, but the Rangers capitalized on his fuck ups. That's he's had far worse games this year, but he was bailed out by other people. This time Matt, he didn't get fucking bailed out. That's the difference.
Matt, team are exposing him right now. They know how to get behind him. Okay, here's a case in point. Here's a case in point. Last night against Chicago.
Yeah.
I don't know what period it was, but he was going after the puck. He was a little bit too far ahead of himself, and somebody got past him, and the puck got past him, but Stetcher was there pinching that guy along the boards. Now it's almost like our team already knows how to predict him screwing up and bailing him out. Because Stetcher did it a couple of times where it's like, okay, and I've seen Ekholm bail him out. Where they're like, hey, he's going to go in deeper. I'm going to have to stay even further back. Somebody's going to go past this guy like, like a ghost. And, I know the reason why I asked you the question if, like, people in the dressing room
you're specifically talking about what McDavid said, right?
I'm not sure what he said.
Oh, so, okay, I read they did an interview with McDavid, and somebody asked him about Bouchard's play, and he said, we like Bouchard. We have confidence in Bouchard. And I mean, like I said, it's Evan Bouchard knows he keeps fucking up. There's no question about whether he's getting it in the room or not. But as a captain, it's McDavid's job to, I guess, build him up, keep his confidence up. And yeah, it's just, I can understand, there was also talks to, do you sit him down for a game or two? Do you put him in the press box? Do you fucking, do you let him get his fucking head straight? Because maybe he's got something going on outside the rink. We don't know, right? Maybe his syphilis is flared up or fucking, I don't know. I don't know, but I'm not saying Evan Bouchard has syphilis. I'm not saying that. But
wow.
Who knows? Maybe he's got some shit going on away from the rink outside. I mean, we don't know. And is it a viable option to maybe put him in the press box for a game or two? Obviously, they didn't think so because he played against Chicago, the night after. But the following game, he played against Chicago. But
he didn't do too bad last night.
I don't know. I thought he had a pretty good game last night. we were gonna talk about that too. I thought Evan Bouchard had one of his best games against Chicago last night. He And
Oh, he
granted,
scored the
he did score
overtime
the
winner.
overtime winner. He
Yeah.
did. But again, he wasn't glaringly fucking horrible, which I can live with. If you can manage to not fuck up so bad it costs your team a goal every single night,
Yeah.
I can live with that.
And maybe he's on that trend now.
Well, I hope so. I hope so. I mean, I recognize that Evan Bouchard is a offensive weapon. He is.
Oh, he can be. Yeah.
But the defensive side of his game is the liability part that I have a problem with. Now, I was going to mention that too. When the Oilers had the fucking lead against the Rangers, they fell back. Chris Knobloch had them fall back into a 1-2-2 scenario that, you know, they're not pressuring the defense a whole bunch. They're not, you know, they're backing out as a 4-man unit. And New York capitalized on that. Edmonton is not a fucking defensive team. I'm sorry, but if it were me, the team to me looks more successful when they are hungry trying to score goals. They're not a great defensive team. So to me, you run that like, you know, gas. There's no fucking kind of the same way that the Oilers of the 80s fucking ran is, you know, in the dynasty years, well, you might score 5, but we're going to score fucking 7.
Yeah.
And it's obviously tougher now because you have goaltenders like Igor Shesterkin, who he robbed them in the Rangers game 4 or 5 times in the third period, you know. But at the same time, when you're pressuring the other team and hemming them in their zone 200 feet away from your net, it's less likely they're going to fucking score than if you're trying to play defense through the neutral zone and the fucking the defensive zone. Edmonton's not great at sitting back and playing defense. Let's face it. I honestly think that it should be all gas, man. Go get more. Go score 10 fucking goals a night. Go. And if we give up 3 or 4, well, whatever. You know, Stuart Skinner doesn't have a great fucking save percentage anyway, so fucking let it rip.
Yeah.
And
the other thing I think is important to bring up, because November 1st is come and gone now.
yes,
And we all, I think you know as well as I do, that we would have a better understanding where Roslovic would be. I don't think they're going to be trading him. I don't think they're going to ask him for his 10
Jack
teams.
Roslovic is only seemed to be getting better.
Yeah, like
he only seems to be getting better here.
So fast too. My God, that guy's fast, and his lateral movements are unbelievable. Like, and you know, like he was on the after hours last night, and they said, you know, you're really starting to come along for a guy that had like no training camp, no preseason games, and he says, well, if there's one thing I learned is make sure that you have season games and make sure you have tryouts and stuff. He's like, I don't like that's a lot to learn. That's a lot to learn in such a short time for him without any of that stuff. And I think he did well. So I know that after November 1st, if the Oilers weren't thinking that this was going to work, that they would have asked him for 4 teams to trade to. I'm sure that conversation isn't. I don't think that conversation is going to be happening. And then you look at like, okay, I don't, you know, we were talking about trades and stuff. And we brought up Stetcher, we brought up Emberson, but then it's like, okay, now you got Jack Roslovic, who you guys were trying to get during the offseason and didn't get him. So then you went with Mangiapane, and now you got Mangiapane and him. You know, and then you're starting to look, okay, well, like who and what and where and how. Like Noel Phillips not going anywhere. Jack Roslovic isn't going anywhere. Do you start looking at guys like okay, well, let's maybe put a package together and you involve in that package Curtis Lazar?
I'd say Lazar is a legit option. You know, It's
guy's
tough
been
because
everywhere.
I like what everybody brings to the table.
Yeah.
I think Janmark is definitely being looked at to be traded, which sucks
Yeah, I heard
because
that too.
I
Talented
absolutely
killer.
love him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love him. He brings an element that, I mean, let's face, he's also, kind of a fan favorite. He
Yep.
great dude, and that's a tough call. I mean, we have, like, there's no question with Andrew Mangiapane and Jack Roslovic in your lineup, you're a better team. Now the other name that I thought about is Trent Frederick. He's on a pretty, yes, he's got a long-term contract, but it's pretty, pretty friendly on the price. That's a piece you could look at moving. I also like what Trent Frederick brings to the lineup when he's playing like Trent Frederick, right?
Yeah, I know, and that's something that we're gonna need, right? Because we don't have those guys now.
That's right.
Like we don't have the Evander
I mean,
Kings. We don't have.
Adam Henrique is another guy whose name was floated, but same thing. He's turning it
He's
on
coming in.
again. Like
Yeah.
we talked about him. I think last episode he wasn't looking real good, but now he's stepped it up and he's developing some chemistry with Howard and Savoy. I'm really starting to like that line.
Yeah.
Henrique goes and digs the puck out and feeds Savoy or Howard, and they're pounding the puck to the net.
Yeah.
And
Well, Savoy, what game was it that Savoy got his first goal?
that was
Because Henrique was a part of that setup,
No,
wasn't he?
I wrote
I
it
think
down too.
Henrique.
Fuck.
I think Henrique was part of that
I gotta
goal.
learn
Was
to
he
write
not?
nicer, Kev. I can't read my own fucking writing. Oh, so yeah, that was the Rangers game when Henrique he digs the puck out and takes it to the net, and it bounces off of the defender and the goaltender and off Savoy's freaking pad and the shin pad and in. And
Right.
Louis said it on the broadcast. He says they don't ask how, they only ask how many, and you never forget your first.
Yeah.
And it was a greasy, gross, ugly, nasty fucking goal, but I'm glad he got it, because like Adam Henrique in the Ranger game was really, really good. He was all over it.
Right.
And that third line with Howard and Henrique and Savoy, I'm really starting to like it. The young kids, you seen it in Chicago last night. Howard and Savoy had a hell of a game. And they're really starting to find their confidence in the NHL now. They're not scared to take the puck to the net. They're not scared to, pepper the goaltender. And with a guy like Adam Henrique who goes and digs the fucking puck out and has the ability to find them in open spaces, yeah, keep going, man. I think that's going to be if they can hold that line together, that'd be a deadly combination through the year, I think.
Hello, everybody. This is Slapstick Decals and Stickers, a proud sponsor of the Hougie and Grinder podcast. Get at us for your decals, stickers, banners, and more. You can reach us on Facebook or call us at 403-505-9693. Keep slapping.
There was something I
Well,
wanted to. Oh, yeah. No. Something hockey related. I didn't see this. So I got to take a look at. I don't know if you've seen it, but Tanev, I guess, got taken off on the stretcher. It didn't go to the hospital. He was still in the arena. Do you know how bad that hit was? Like, was it a hit? Like, what happened?
I didn't see it. I've seen like a brief clip of it. To me, it looked like it was kind of I don't want to say accidental hit. It was, it really didn't look that,
Sadistic?
it didn't, well, no, sadistic's the wrong word, but it's, I don't know. To me,
Didn't
it
look
looked
intentional?
it was a hit, but it wasn't intended to be real. It wasn't a malicious hit by any means. It was kind of awkward, I guess.
Okay.
Like
I just know
it's
that they were bringing it up during like the intermissions and stuff, and then Kevin Bieksa
yeah. I
kept
mean,
saying,
it's terrible the fact that he got taken off on a stretcher. There was no.
but they were saying like
Hang on, Jim.
maybe it's good news that he didn't go to the hospital, because if you go to the
Oh
hospital,
yeah,
then
it's always good news if he didn't go to the hospital. No doubt about
yeah.
it.
Yeah, I don't know. I
Hang
was
on.
are you trying to look at the video right now, or
Yeah, give me half a second. I'll check it out. Okay, here I've got it. Okay, so Michkov, uh, Michkov comes out from the boards, and Tanev's backing up, and you see him run into Tanev, and
Okay.
I think the reason Tanev went down, he wasn't expecting it, obviously, and his head kind of snaps, like it snaps backwards because obviously he's not expecting it. Scary stuff seeing guys taken off on stretchers, right? But
And
the fact that he
he's
didn't go
got
to
a
the
history of
hospital,
injuries.
yeah, the fact he didn't go to the hospital is a good sign, right? He probably went
Yeah.
through the concussion protocols and everything at the rink. I'm sure team doctors and stuff will go through it with a fine tooth comb at this point. I wouldn't be surprised to see him miss a few games just as a
Yeah.
precaution. But yeah, it didn't look malicious to me. Like I say, they kind of bump into each other. It's
Yeah.
not, like I say, there's no puck or nothing there.
Yeah.
But those are usually the worst. Remember when Sidney Crosby run into his own player in the outdoor classic, but because he wasn't expecting it, he wasn't braced for it, and that's usually the worst part, or usually the worst injuries are when you're not expecting it, right? At least if you see the hit coming or see the collision coming,
Mhm.
you can kind of tense up and protect your neck and your head and everything. And I think that's why Tanev went down like a sack of potatoes, is because his head did snap. He wasn't expecting it. Kudos to the medical staff for taking the right precautions and not just, giving him the expect him to get off the ice with scrambled eggs in his brain, like we've seen, back in the 90s, early 2000s, before the concussion protocol was a thing.
The Scott Steven era.
Pretty much, yeah. When when Scott Stevens crushed Paul Correa in the middle of the ice, and Paul Correa comes back in the third period and ends up
Top
scoring the
cheddars
winning
it,
goal. Yeah,
and then
and
doesn't remember any
this
of
day
it.
and age doesn't remember any of it. This day and age, Paul Correa never would have been allowed to return to the game.
Yeah.
Never. There wouldn't even
Oh,
have been a
100%.
question.
That was tough boy hockey back then.
It was, but you look at stuff, Derek Bugard and the enforcers that
Swiss.
have donated their. We know so much more about concussions and how dangerous they can be now.
Yeah.
When I played, nobody really thought about it, unless, like, I played with a guy in late stage minor hockey who got hit, and he got hit hard enough. He had a concussion so bad he lost all the motor function and hand-eye coordination that he had. Like, he couldn't play hockey for the rest of the year. He had to learn how to reach out and pick things up again like you do when you're two, because his brain got
Yeah.
shook
No.
so bad. That's
Well,
scary stuff, dude. Like,
I think they started taking it, and I could be wrong, guys. I don't know, but I almost feel like when Crosby was getting those concussions early on in his career, you start seeing the game starting to change, right? Things started to, you know, that, and then even the aftermath of some of the, like you're saying, like some of the aftermath with some of these guys that were enforcers after their career. There's no way a guy like, well, I mean, you would have to catch McDavid, but like, could you imagine McDavid in that era? Like, he would be just, I think
Well,
you'd be like
I
Crosby. I
mean,
think you
now,
would have like concussions and all that shit.
yeah, I mean, concussion protocol stuff is good for the game. You know, it protects the players, and
Yeah.
not not just from a investment standpoint from the owners, but from these guys' personal lives. You know, their wives, their kids. I
Yeah.
you know, it's heartbreaking to see something like, you know, I don't know if you've read Bob Probert's book or watched
No. No.
the documentary on Prime.
I watched the
You
documentary.
know,
Yeah.
yeah, from getting punched in the head, you know, Bob had some brain damage. Let's face it. And you know, the fact that they their life ends early, same as, you know, a Derek Bugard or a Rick Rippin, or, you know, I think once these guys that have taken, you know, multiple untreated concussions, I guess, and not just the enforcers, but multiple untreated concussions that leads to their life being either damaged or cut short, you know, worst case
Mm-hmm.
scenario. I think the NHL was right to do something to address it. You've seen it in the NFL. And yeah, I mean, hockey moves so much faster than the NFL. And let's face it, you can't run out of bounds in hockey either, like you can in football. And yes, you football dorks, hockey is a tougher sport than football. Period. No, I agree with the concussion protocol. Like I say, I've seen guys I played with that one hit, one wrong move, one bad collision or fall, you know, it's a good thing. It's a good thing. And
Yeah.
and I would assume the stretcher, because of the way Tanev's neck snapped in that collision, you know, snapped back and forth, I would assume the stretcher might have just been precautionary, right? They teach you in first aid, you know, I'm no medical professional. I've taken basic first aid, but don't move the neck. If you suspect a neck injury, don't move it. And I mean, these guys are obviously way better trained than I am. You know, I
Yeah.
might be able to stitch you up in the bush, but that's the best you're going to get from me. And so I wonder, I can't help but wonder if the stretcher was indeed precautionary, which led to, you know, he goes through the protocol, everything,
Right.
and he
Right. I see what you're
doesn't.
getting at.
So, yeah. But either way, man, I'm glad he's okay. Or, well, I'm glad it's not as serious as it first looked, because you don't want to see anybody taken off with a stretcher and be seriously injured for the game.
Yeah. It's weird to see Mark Scheifele, the number one guy in points right now.
Yeah, I think we're in kind of a, I don't know, a reversal of roles here at the moment. I think the good teams are going to start coming around, and I think the
Yeah.
not so good team, I don't want to say shitty teams, because there's no shitty teams out there except Calgary.
You
But
could beat Calgary right now.
well, I don't know about that, Kev. Dustin Wolf probably have my number, but the rest of them, fuck Calgary. I think you're going to see the cream kind of rise to the top here right away. I think the good teams are going to get on some heaters. Hopefully, anyway.
You're already seeing that. Like, if I just stop you for a second here, I know we're coming up to the hour, but you know, we were talking about our surprises of who and wasn't and who was, and I mean, right now in the Eastern and the Atlantic Division, your top three. You ready for this? Montreal, Detroit, and Ottawa. And then
Right.
in the Metropolitan, it's New Jersey, Pittsburgh, which surprises me. They're 8-3 right now. And Columbus, who was not even in a spot when we were talking last week, is now in the third spot. And then you got Carolina Hurricanes and the New York Rangers in a wild card. So things changed quite a bit. I mean, Tampa Bay was dead last. Now it's New York Islanders that are dead last in the Eastern Conference. And then you look over at the Western Conference. And I mean, the one team that wasn't there that is there now, I mean, we were outside looking. Like, we weren't even outside looking in. We were like outside. And now we're in the second spot in the Pacific Division. And LA was far behind us, and now they're in a wild card spot. And then Anaheim is starting to slip back to where they are. Nashville's starting to slip back to where they usually are. San Jose, slipping back. So you're right. I think things are going to start to kind of turn around and settle down a little bit. I can't believe Calgary 2-9-2. Guess what their goal differential is?
Oh, I can't even
18.
imagine. Oh,
-8. Yeah.
And that's sad
That
because
is.
Dustin Wolf is a good goaltender, man. They just can't score.
They can't score,
That's
and whatever's in
crazy.
front of him isn't working.
Well,
Whatever's in front
clearly,
of him isn't working. Yeah.
clearly.
But it's nice to see the Flames down there. That's where they need to be.
Yeah,
They're going to go
that's a
after the
good place
McKenna
for 'em.
Cup. Gavin McKenna Cup.
Okay, so Kev, if they get Gavin McKenna,
Yeah.
what do you think that does for the Battle of Alberta?
Intensifies it.
Think so? Or do you think they're still,
I think so.
if they get McKenna, do you think they're still a few years out?
You know what? The Flames are losing so bad right now that the draft lottery, they'll lose that too. So you guys are so bad you can't even win the draft lottery.
Hey, let's not talk shit about the draft lottery because it has been very good to us. Very good.
Yeah. What spot
were
were we?
I'm not gonna jinx.
Were we in the when we were very
I think we were in third or
enough to-
fourth.
Was it third or fourth?
I think we were in
And then we
third or
moved-
fourth, and we slid up to fucking get Connor McJesus, the savior here. So yeah, I'm definitely not going to talk shit about the draft lottery because it has
Oh, I'm not
benefited
talking- I'm not
Edmonton a lot.
I'm not talking shit about it either. I'm talking shit about the Flames. You guys are so bad that you probably won't even win the draft lottery when you clearly
Well,
do.
the Flames are so bad. They'll
2-70.
probably if they do fucking win it, they probably won't pick Gavin McKenna. They'll probably be
Like when
like, yes, Pugliarvi has a fucking brother that's looking to get in here. We better pick him. Fucking
Who was it?
buffalo-headed pizza
I remember-
useless bastard.
What it was during the draft year of Oli Mata. You remember him, Oli Mata? I think he got drafted by
remember Ole Mata.
Pittsburgh. He got drafted by Pittsburgh, and Calgary was right before Pittsburgh, and they went right off the charts and took Mark Jankowski instead. So you never know with these Flames.
I remember that.
You
new
never know.
management group. I think Craig Conroy's got his head screwed on fairly straight.
Yeah, who was it
But-
at the time? He was a chubby guy. I can't remember. But yeah, he
Wasn't
was.
fucking. I don't know.
He he got even the guy. I remember just listening to like who was it? Greg Button. I think it was either Greg Button or it was the Darren.
Roger. Darren DeShager?
Yeah, it's somebody. Yeah, they were just like, what? Because they were all expecting them to pick up Oli Mata, and then they went and took somebody that's probably going to go in the second or third round. And he ended up, Jankowski ended up getting traded to Nashville eventually. He did make the team, but
Yeah, he banged around the league for a few years, but he was definitely not what they expected. That's for sure. That's for sure.
Yeah. All right, buddy. Well, we're at that hour, so
Well, okay. One more thing, Kev.
yeah.
If anybody hasn't heard, we picked up Andy Slaggart, who is apparently
Oh,
the
the scout.
absolute best. No, recruiter. He works
Oh,
for, or he
recruiter.
did up until he took job with the Oilers. He's been recruiter for Notre Dame, fighting Irish for, I believe, 20, I don't know, quite a while. Apparently, he's been with Notre Dame for, long ass time since they actually put real gold in the helmets back then. I don't know, but apparently he's the best recruiter in North America.
Oh
And
yeah.
that, remember, we talked about picking up guys that, outside the draft, guys like Tomashik and stuff. Apparently, this
Yep.
Andy Slaggart is the best in the biz at it. So that tells me that the scouting department in Edmonton is going to be on a lot of flights in the near
Yeah.
future looking for talent, which is good outside of the NHL and the current NHL systems. That's
Oh wow.
awesome. I'm looking forward to see what he can do. So
Yeah, no, that's what we need, right? Because,
yeah,
McDavid, and I'm sure there's other players that want to know what the future are. And, yeah, we got some guys that are locked up now, but yeah, no, it's that's good. Well, I'm happy to hear that.
yeah. Now one more question for you, Kev. I want you to ponder.
All right.
If we manage to pull off a trade,
Mm-hmm.
there's rumors about this guy right now, contract problems with this current team, etc. Do you
Yeah.
think it's a wise move to bring him in, or with Roslovic and Mangiapane already signed, do you think we leave it alone in Adrian Kempe?
Well, I think right now it's, I remember listening to, it was a podcast that was out there, and oh no, that was about Tuck. Um, yeah, uh, Adrian Kempe is a little bit of an interesting one, right? Because you hear these rumors that he wants 11.5 million or whatever, and you don't really know the full story until, you know,
Yeah,
you know,
till it all
he comes
happens.
out and says it, right? But
Yeah,
I think right now, I mean, first off, he's what, 5 million right now? I believe is where
5
he's
or
sitting.
five and
He's
a half,
sitting
I
around,
think. Yeah,
yeah. So gonna have to clear the cap space to bring something like that on. Um, and you would have to make that trade where, just between, you know, um, Mangiapane and Roslovic, I wouldn't. I don't know. I don't know if I would make that trade. Um, will be interesting. I guess right now, I think that the team is coming together. You're starting to see it a little bit more. I mean, their record right now, I believe, is 6-4-2.
yep.
I could be wrong about that, but
6-4-3.
um, yeah, 6-4-3. So I think it's too soon. I don't think that it's man. That's an interesting one, right? Because like you get Holland that goes in there, right? And
Yep.
Gavrikov is like, I'm out, right? Gavrikov goes to New York. They were going to give him the money he wanted. He's like, no, done. Peace out. And then now they're having a hard time trying to keep Andre Kempe or Adrian Kempe.
Adrian
And,
Kempe.
and then you look at some of the things Holland's done, like he's overpaid for sure on CC, and they're not doing too shit hot right now. But yeah, that would be. I think maybe I have to take some time to think about that, Matt, because I'm looking at the team that we have in front of us right now, the young, the speed. Things are starting to kind of come together now, or they can pass to each other, and Roslovic's really coming into his own, and Mangiapane, I like his grit. Like, what game was it where he was starting to get in people's faces? I remember I texted you, and I was just like, that's what we need more and more of. He was become a bit of a pest on the ice. Like and I know you brought up trades with Nuge, but do you trade Nuge right now and he's like the only one that's consistent?
Well, that's the thing. I mean, Ryan Nugent Hopkins is on a fucking sweetheart deal for us for
Yeah.
what he does for this team. And to me, I don't think I think we get with Roslovic and Mangiapane, I don't think we need to even entertain Adrian Kempe, to tell you the honest truth.
Yeah,
I
that's
don't think
kind of
so.
where I'm leaning towards. I think that's where I'm kind of leaning towards too, right? But anything could happen, right? That's why I'm saying, like,
Yep.
maybe give me some
Yep.
time to think about that because, 6 games from now, it could be a completely different conversation. But as of right now, no, I don't. I
I don't
just
think so.
stay the
Yeah.
course. I stay the
Especially
course.
with Hyman
Now,
coming back. Yeah.
now
No, I
with
think
the
that's probably good
goaltending,
good to pick.
I think with the goaltending, see what's out there, obviously. Let's keep that door open. Um,
Well, and defensemen
hopefully.
too. So let's not
Well,
let's not
I
close the
think,
window on
if you're
that.
gonna, I think if you're gonna improve the defense, I think you said it best. We're too much of an offensive defenseman. There isn't a lot of defense. Like when you were talking about that, I was just like, all we have is Emberson, Kulak, and Stetcher. And Stetcher's usually a 7. And then Kulak is probably
Ekholm.
more Ekholm too, yeah. Ekholm could do both though. But then I look at Nurse, offensive defenseman. I look at Wallman, offensive defenseman, although he has flashes of being defensive. And then Bouchard obviously is an offensive defenseman. And you get too many of those and not enough of this, then your platform kind of falls out. And then, like I said, Emerson's starting to kind of come into his own. I'm seeing him getting better. If Regula was there and healthy, a healthy Regula, and then that's so important when we talk about him. But Alec Regula has to be healthy. He missed a whole season last year. Now he's out again after just, a body check. Yes, his head did hit the ice, but he's been out for a while now. So I can't even trust that he's going to be there, right? So, yeah, I think you're right. I think they got to keep your ears open about goaltending and defensing, but just beefing up the defensive side. I don't think you need any more offensive defensemen. I think we got a good one in Wallman, and if Bouchard and Nurse are firing on all cylinders, they can't be stopped either, right? And maybe we'll
Well,
give them some more
exactly.
time. I mean, it's only 13 games.
I think if you could make a trade inside, I don't know, gonna be tough. Like I'm sure Bowman and Knobloch are, shopping. That's for sure. I don't think he's shut his phone off because I don't think they're quite happy with the defense and goaltending. But again, this early in the year, it's going to be real tough to get any team to give up a legit defenseman. We might be looking trade deadline, and we may see a big splash here. Later in the season when teams are starting to, I guess, I mean, we could take something from Calgary because they're already out of it. So fuck Calgary. But
I think I go back to Dave Pagnata's remark. I don't know if it was on Oilers Nation, but the Oilers they are a little bit equipped to make a splash. Just when is it going to happen? That's just a matter of when it's going to happen. And even if it does happen, because if everything works out fine, well, I mean, you get down to the cap crunch, right? Like everybody comes back healthy, then yeah, they're going to probably do something then and there. But if everybody, Kasperi Kapanen's out, and then he comes back, but then somebody like Hyman's back out again. You keep playing that wave all the way until trade deadline, and then maybe that's when you have to really, make something happen. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see how this all plays out.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it, Kev.
Right on, buddy. Well, you want to send us on out?
Yeah, I'll send us off.
but
You
one more
Yes.
question though. This is really important. I
Okay,
think the
one
viewers
more.
want to know. Yeah. So
Viewers
you're
wanna know.
clean shaven,
Okay.
right? You're clean.
Yeah.
You're clean shaven, right? Yeah. So does
Yeah.
did that shave come with a van with no windows and free candy, or?
Oh, fuck off. It comes with a fucking job. It comes with a fucking
Oh,
job that pays me very fucking well. That's why it. And besides, I'm so fucking talented, Kev. I can grow it back anytime I want.
yeah. It's just like a chia pet. Just add some water to it and it just grows back overnight, or what?
Pretty much like Homer Simpson. I just got to plug my nose and blow, and it goes. Oh.
Jesus.
Anyway.
Right on.
You've
Send
been.
us out.
I appreciate everybody listening to the Hougie and Grinder Show. Brought to you by Slapstick Decals and Stickers. Get at them for all your stickers, decals, banners, hoodies. I'm sure they can do lawn chairs, whatever you need. You can find them on Facebook or give them a call.
Probably.
Probably 403-505-9693. Till next time, everyone. Like Kevin Red Green says, keep stick on the ice. We'll catch you later.
Peace out.